100 ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸರ್ ಸರ್
ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್.
Shall I start, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good morning. A warm welcome and greeting for the third day of second phase induction program. On behalf of management, principals, sir, faculty, teaching and non-teaching staff and students. And it's my pleasure and time to introduce our today's speaker, Vijay Kumar Jayaraman, who is working as a senior manager in plant operation at Kemin Industries South Asia Private Limited at Chennai. Sir has honored BTech in Chemical Engineering, MTech in Industrial Biotechnology, and also MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. And sir has total 16 years of experience, worked for FMCG company Pepsi, ITC, and Olam International and Godrej Industries. Sir has many achievements in his lifetime. SSGBC certified energy auditor. He published 3 papers in international journals related to food technology and 5 papers in Indian journals. And also sir has awarded for his best as best young manager award from ITC and Kemin Value Award in Resilience in 2021. He is mainly interested to work on fermentation technology, heat and transfer unit, operation transfer management, total productive maintenance TPM, total quality management TQM, HACEP and quality management system QMS. And now it is the time to introduce our chief guest with the topic recent and emerging trends in biotechnology industries. Now I welcome to this second session, second phase of third day induction program, sir. Now session over to Vijay Kumar Jayaraman, and welcome sir and good morning.
Good morning all. Thanks for your warm welcome and introduction. I hope good morning students. I hope you all are safe and doing well at this pandemic situations. It's important. Just wanted to say a few words about this. Follow the SMS, soap, mask, and self isolations. So it's very important because I think you all know about the second wave of this COVID. So be safe in home. If necessary, only you'll move. If otherwise, you'll be in a home with your family. Okay. Thanks. And really, it's a very pleasure for me to join this induction program. It's like a very interesting for me. Like I used to do this in my company because when the new people are joining, we used to have an induction program for all the people. We will explain about how the industry is doing. What are the things we need to follow in the industries. So the same I just feel when Mr. Alvin is asking me about this program, I just thought about the same of the company. So coming to the biotechnology, the recent and emerging trends in biotechnology. Currently, as I'm working in the biotechnology industry, I will share few of my experience, how we are doing it, how India government is doing it, and what are the opportunities we are getting in the industry, and what are the challenges also we are facing in the industry. It's like overall view. It's a very generalized, and I will share my experience with this current industry in between. And if you have any questions or any doubts, you can I think chat through the mess. I think the host has to explain to that. Coming to the biotechnology trends, biotechnology industry trends. I really appreciate the people, those who are selecting this course. Really is very important and very emerging and booming industry now, especially on very much need of the medical and pharmaceutical and medical devices, diagnosis, and so many things are now booming. So now is the COVID vaccine is one of the biggest threat now, and COVID is one of the biggest threat, and the COVID vaccine is very, very important now. So that point of view, the companies are now analyzing, doing so many research and development, ready to invest huge on this vaccine field now. So let's start our thing. Let me move to the presentation mode. Yeah, coming to the Indian, what I'm going to discuss about the whole, 1 hour program is to talk about the Indian biotechnology industry status and the trends, current trends, and just how they are competing with the global industries. What are the Indian company standards or Indian government challenges and opportunities given to the people comparing with the global industries. So I think many of you know this. India is one of the top companies in biotechnology industries. It's not like the first 5 places, it's the 12th places. We will see some infographics, how they are doing it, what is the value and everything. So really we are doing good at the biotechnology. I just when I'm saying really doing good, I'm just keeping 3 phases. So one is that research and development phase, another one is the facilitating phase, another one is the performance phase. Like still we are under the starting initial stage of research and development, or we are facilitating something. Facilitating means what I'm saying is the infrastructure, investment, all these things, and the performance stage, like how we are really doing it in biotech industry. So you can see my graph in after a few slides. But it's very good to know that we are also one of the topmost country in biotechnology growth in worldwide. And our current status is we are holding more than 2,700 biotech startup companies, all startup companies, and greater than 2,500 biotech companies in the country. But you can surprise that, 2,500 companies are there in India. Yes, it's not like all the companies are doing very good. So 2,500 companies are there, but few companies are doing great, few companies are not doing great. Something at as I said, the R&D stage, something in pilot stage, something in scale up stage, something. So India has 665 FDA approved plants in overall 2,500. This 665 plants is approved by FDA, and we are holding 44% of the global abbreviated new drug applications. It's called ANDA. Yeah. Any question?
So can you make full screen, sir?
Yeah, it's a full screen.
Because okay, sir. Next slide is also showing that.
Okay. I think I'm in a presentation mode. How to make it bigger than this 1 minute? Let me check. No, I couldn't be able to do it. I think some IT people has to do it.
No, it's clear, sir. It's okay.
Okay. So we are having greater than 1,400 manufacturing plants, and which are combined with the WHO, other than the 665 FDA. And many of you know this. We are the 3rd largest producer of hepatitis B vaccine, and the 2nd largest producer of BT cotton. Okay, so in this 2 area, we're really doing good. In this hepatitis B vaccine and BT cotton. And biotechnology industry, actually in 2019, our valuation is $63 billion US dollar. And the government is aiming to achieve $102 billion by 2025 with a CAGR of 10.9%. Actually, whatever the number in double digit in industries, it's a really big achievement in industry. 10.9 growth rate is it's like a compound annual growth rate. It's a very, very good number, but India is aiming for that. I'll show the number, how current status from 19, 20, 21, what they're aiming, what are the action initiatives the government taken to made ease of bringing industry into India. And in 2025, the contribution of the Indian biotechnology industry is expected to grow 19% from 3% 2007. Imagine there is a 16%. Any question?
We continue. No questions. You continue.
Mute us, sir. Unmute, sir.
Okay. So you can see that in 2017, our growth rate is 3%. We are aiming for 19% growth at 2025. It's not an easy number. It's a very, very big. It's like 16% growth rate in 2 years, in 6 years, it's not an easy number, and with the CAGR of 10.9%. So for that, the government has to made so many changes in their amendment, in their law, in their regulations and the regular practices, all these things. That is very much important to bring, but I think the government is focusing on that part only. And when I'm talking about biotechnology industry, because whenever we are saying biotechnology, it's not an easy one, it's a very big ocean. So many sectors are involved in this, like biopharmaceutical and bioservices, bioagriculture, and bioindustrial products. So many things are there. So in that, I'll share in upcoming slides how, in 2020, the last year, how the companies are contributing in the market, in the industries market, in each sectors, how much is their contributions, where we are very strong and where we have a scope of improvement, all the things. Actually, the biopharmaceutical is play a vital role in overall things. It's like including your pharmaceuticals, tablets manufacturing, diagnosis, and all your vaccination, vaccine preparations. All these things are covered under this biopharmaceuticals. It's covered almost 58% in the overall biotechnology market. This is playing a vital role in the biotech industry, followed by bioagriculture. Bioagriculture, you can see that biofertilizer and crop seeds, all these hybrid seeds, and all these things you can see under bioagriculture. Yeah, you can see the leading companies in India. You can see few leading companies in India. It's like a Biocon, Serum Institute. I think Serum, many of you heard from the COVID vaccine. Serum is the Covishield company, Covishield manufacturing company, and then Panacea, Nicholas, GSK, Bharat Serum also you can see that in vaccine, and Deciders, Indian Immunological, Orchid, and then Krebs. These are the top companies performing very well in the overall Indian economy, Indian biotechnology economy, and contributing a very significant market. You can see many of the companies, especially I can see that Serum and Bharat, due to this COVID situations, they are investing very huge amount, and the government also given so many subsidies and then given so many relaxing so many regulations for them to bring now immediate vaccine to the people. So now this is an opportunity. I think the Serum is announcing that they're going to put a plant in Bhubaneswar and Odisha, and Bharat also they are going to expand their manufacturing facility in Hyderabad. They are also planning to expand their they're going to put up one more setup in Himachal Pradesh. That's what I heard, the recent news. These companies play a vital role in terms of the Indian economy. You can see that the graph, it shows 2018 our overall industry value, the biotechnology industry value is $51 million. 2019, 63. 2023 we are aiming for 85. 2025 the government is focusing on $100 billion we need to bring from this biotechnology industry. So it's not an easy one. As I said, it should cover so many regulations and the government amendments. So many things is involved in this, but really government is focusing on that. Let's see how easy we are doing the business in industry in India, the biotechnology industry, and what are the regulations and how really government is challenging and other industry as coming from the biotech industry, how we are struggling to put up one plant in Chennai. Recently in 2019 we are invested 75 crore investment in one greenfield project. It's called fermentation plant. Actually we are put up a very big fermenters, and what are the challenges we are facing. I'll just share in my experience while I'm driving my slides in upcoming. As I said, you can see that different sectors, these are the major sectors that play a vital role in the market and industries, especially as I said of biopharma, you can see that 58% is folding in the overall biotechnology market. It especially deals with the vaccine, therapeutics, and diagnostics and pharmaceuticals, all the tablets manufacturing, everything. As I said, many of the companies you can see Biocon, Bharat, Serum, Indian Immunologicals. So many companies are mainly into this area, the biopharma. And agri-biotech hybrid seeds, you can see Rasi, many of the companies are local, and some ACH, many of the companies are there in hybrid seeds. And the biopesticides, especially on BASF, you can see the big company. Now, previously they are into the chemical based pesticides manufacturing. Now they are moving into biopesticides. And now, like their focus is, to enhance their efficacy. Like even I can share my experience in my company. Like we are into we are majorly into ingredients in food as well as feed and textile. We are into this three. Majority of our products previously till 2007, 2010, till 2010, we are into mainly on chemical based formula. Then latest, actually, our company is investing a huge money on this research and development laboratories in Des Moines in US, and now we are having one more laboratory in Brazil. Almost a very big investment. More than 200 people are working in this laboratory. We are bringing enzymatic approaches for all our products by improving the efficacy of the product through chemicals based product. We just moved slowly, almost as per my understanding, from 2015 to 2021, last 5 years. Close to 20% of our products are moved from chemicals to biotechnology, and mainly is one of my the company key strategy is to move to bio-based product. This is the key strategy and the KPI of the company also. Almost our aiming is 2042. From 2020 now 21 to 2042, we are aiming to achieve at least 75% of the products to be bio-based. Okay, because the analysis are very clearly shows that the efficacy part is given a very, very good result than our chemicals, as well as the availability, raw materials availability, others environmental sustainability point of view. This bio-based products are really doing a fantastic work. That is our aim. That is the company aim. So we are investing huge on the research and development part. Now, currently, our companies are almost moving 20% of product into this. The same way, I'm just saying that agri-biotech, the biopesticides, fertilizers, all now companies are focusing from the chemical-based fertilizers, chemical-based pesticides and fertilizers from chemicals to the biotech, bio-based. So that is our interesting one. Recently, our plant is now I just now put up a 70 crore plant, the fermentation based plant. It's like we are mainly focusing on the immunity enhancer. We are extracting few products from algae based product by using suitable microorganisms that we are purifying it, and then we are recovering, purifying all the stages we are doing it, and then we are using for human as well as animal consumption both. It's like a 50% purifications we can use it for animal, and 100% purifications we can use it for a human being. That is the things we have put up plant. Those 19 we put a very, very huge very big market in SAARC countries as well as Europe countries. So we are doing great on this. Almost even I can probably say that last 2 years we are hiring more than 50 people purely from BTech Biotechnology. Almost 50 people are working in our plant, biotechnology based people, and these people are working in R&D as well as quality as well as in the production. So why I'm saying this is the booming I can see. This is the transformation I can see from the chemical based company. Initially the Chemin is the current company name is Chemin. So the Chemin is mainly on the chemical based. Now they are investing huge on this bio. So that is a transformation is happening. But at the same time, we are facing so many challenges that I will share in upcoming slides. It's not easy to set up a plant because our government guidelines, regulations, practices are not such easy to put up a plant. So where really we need to focus. And I can share one more thing here. The people, the biotechnologists. Whenever I'm thinking about putting up a plant and a biotechnology, because we are planning one more expanding of one more fermenters in that. The mind immediately coming to, especially on the biotechnology, I need a biotechnology based people. The reason is it's not like a normal chemical companies or any FMCG, because I was working with FMCG as well as biotech. And when I'm talking about FMCG, it's a very easy. I can bring a people from mechanical or electrical or some other things. I can put up, I can run the plant, or I can do the research, all the things I can do it, even quality, all the part. But here it is very much important me to bringing a people from biotechnology based, because the transformation is happening. The people has to have a basic knowledge to handle the products and the microorganisms in the laboratory, and they need to have the biosecurity and what are the safety measures they have to take while handling the products in the plant. It's like I think you can aware about the safety. I think you are. So sorry, the new people. So you can come to know that the safety level 1, 2, 3, biosafety cabinet 1, 2, 3, 4, something will be there. So we need to follow that, because once we are missing that, then the product will get contaminated very, very easily. Even a small negligence will create a big contamination. That contamination kills our production batches. Like each batch is worth of almost 40 lakhs to 50 lakhs. So it is very much important to maintain the hygienic standards and everything. That's why we need a biotechnologist onto the role. That is very much required during this stage. So like that, many of the companies, not only I'm just sharing my experience, but many of the companies are moving from chemical based to biotech based. And I've seen not only Chemin, I've seen Novozymes. I think many of you heard that is one of the leaders in the enzymes. One of my friends is working in Novozymes. They are put up a big plant in. They have one plant in Bangalore. Now they are aiming to go for a very big plant in Himachal Pradesh. That's what I heard from him. So this will create opportunities to the biotechnology people. So when I'm talking about the transformation, it's really going to give a good opportunities for you when you are going to close your 4 years, completing your 4 years course. So you will get a good opportunities to working this kind of big MNCs, and that will really help you to understand how they are doing it in research as well as the production, in quality, all other aspects. So coming to the bioinformatics, I think many of you know this. Bioinformatics is the computations of about how the bio-based products, efficacy, and other things, how we are relating with the systems, the computer networking, and how we are analyzing the diagnostics. All these things we are doing it through bioinformatics. Bioservice is nothing but the clinical trials. What we are doing it for, before we start up any scale-up activity. For example, vaccine, the people will do the clinical trials, whether they will do for third party or their own company. It's like, suppose I wanted to start a product, fermentation based product. I will initially do the R&D trials at R&D level. Then I will go for a pilot setup. I have to understand the study. Then they will do so many stages of doing the trials. So with that, the clinical trials, I have a separate setup, pilot plant setup, and then I will do all my analysis, all my production activities, and I will do the efficacy study, all this product quality related things. Then I will transform or move to the scale up stages. So this bioservices, India, they're doing it separate sectors. They are doing it for US and Europe countries, all other parts countries also. Coming to bioindustrial industry, it's one of the very, very booming area now as the enzyme manufacturing. I wanted to share one more my experience. Recently, we have put up a very small plant. It's not a bigger one, very small plant in Chennai for textile accessories. Like I think many of you heard that. I think many of you are wearing the jeans, right? So the jeans previously, the shirts and you can see the white fading kind of things, right? And the fade and the spots and some designs, everything previously they're doing with how can I say, the manual based operations, like they're using some stones and then they are applying the stones in the jeans. It's initially will be denim. So that will move to the different stages. So it will go for washing, coloring, and then going for some traditional methods of stoning. The stone they apply and then they are using in particular places, and then they are making their fades and then designs everything. Now Chemin is entered into this sector. I think many of the Novozymes, many of the companies are doing it. We recently entered into this, and then we are having very good market share in this field. We are just identifying enzymes, and we are manufacturing some enzymes, not here, but actually we are not having any enzyme unit here. We are having enzyme unit in Brazil and US. We are identifying some enzymes and we are using and replacing this chemical wash and stone wash, everything. These enzymes play a vital role, and then making all these fades and then the designs and everything. We are using the technology, and it's very well working. And we are getting a very good growth on this field. So very recently, but still some people are hesitating to move from the traditional method to the enzymes. But many of the people, the big players like Killers and then Arvind Pharmaceutical, all these people are doing great on this. So now our company growth is also good on this enzyme part. That's what I know, that bioindustrial enzyme, bioindustrial industry, the enzyme especially getting a more attention in industries, because even my regular products also, we are moving from chemical based to bio based, especially on enzyme based, and then textiles also we are moving. So that's why I told 20% of my products are from enzyme now. So our aiming is to move to 75%. So imagine after some time, after 5 years or 10 years or 15 years down the line, so plant would be moved to the bio based. It's not from the chemical based. Especially, what you can ask me the questions, what is the difference? So why the chemical based and bio based? I said, see, when I'm handling the chemical based, example, my raw materials are the acid, especially I can say that propionic, citric acid, so many acids are handling to produce some products. So that we are replacing some of the raw materials. The availability is a big issue. That we are replacing with some enzymes, and we are triggering the reactions also, speed up the productivity, increasing the efficacy. When I'm doing it chemical, it's a fixed one. I cannot improve, or I cannot further taken to the next level of a purity part or efficacy part. When I'm handling the bio, when I'm using the bio-based product, like enzymes and everything, it is given a very big improvement. It is also having its own challenges. And I'm saying that the chemical to bio, it's not an easy one. It's have its own challenges. But with the challenges, the companies feel that efficacy part and the rate of return, the ROI, the company is always thinking about the ROI. When I'm investing in 50 crores, 60 crore, how much I'm going to take back within a year, how many years? That is a company focused. So that way they are thinking that when capturing the market, they will compete with the market. So how this product is going to compete? What are the unique features they are going to add in their product? It's like a traditional chemical based, or no, we are using some bio, we are using some enzyme that is given. I think many of the FMCG products you can see it. No, mainly they are giving so many enzymes and so many bio-based things they're given. Even that extracts, natural extracts they're taken through some biological method only. So now everybody is moving to that. Also, second, the people awareness. Okay, when I'm talking about I'm using some chemicals, they immediately thinking about the residues. So at what level the residues are there, whether it's going to harm my health. So all these things are there. So that is also creating awareness to the people that they wanted to move to the bio-based product. So this all will give the good signs to you people. So you are only going to lead the industry in the future. Next 5 years or down years, certain years down the line, you will be in the part of this things. And I feel like you will get a good future, bright futures on these industries. And coming to the final enzyme, the fermentation background from my side. I think many of you heard about many of the fermentation industry, distilleries, fermentations industries also shows interest. Recently, Chevrolet, one company, one of my friends is working in Chevrolet. Chevrolet is very big in breweries, and they just plan to put up a big plant in Mitchell in Hyderabad. I got opportunity to visit that plant, a very big plant. Almost 2,000 people are working in the plant. They just going for a full enzymatic, flavored breweries. So they are initiating the greenfield project in that. Just I heard from my friend that. So enzyme in bioindustrial industry, enzymes and fermentation, all these things are booming up now, but still having a market of 8% share. But many companies are shows interest to set up a plant in India. So that will give a good and bright futures for you guys. Other than this, what I'm talking about the companies. So what is the government is doing? Or how the government is taken initiatives? What are the initiatives they've taken to achieve this $102 billion in 2025? It's not an easy one like the private sectors are coming and going or something. So companies when we are entering into the plant, they have to follow the regulations, practices, guidelines, and so many, they have to have a MOU, all these things they have to have it with the government in some area. So like this, I will share few of the developments made by the government. In November 20, there is a MOU between the Serum Institute of India and then Bangladesh-based pharmaceutical company Bexmico. These companies are planning to set up a plant in India, especially on Himachal Pradesh. They wanted to produce some kind of not a vaccine, but not for COVID, some other things. And Bharat Biotech plans to produce 10 types of vaccine, including malaria and COVID-19, with a total investment of 300 crore at its upcoming unit in Bhubaneswar. I told you they are planning to put up a plant in Bhubaneswar. And then 2020, the Trivandrum-based Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Science and Technology, they have one MOU with Kerala government around 260 crore for a medical devices park. So this kind of MOU initiatives really helping to bringing so many investment from the Indian governments, Indian companies, as well as the foreign direct investment. So this kind of initiative is really going to help to achieve this $102. So when I'm talking about all these things, you can think that what is it? I'm a fresher, I'm a first year person. How what is going to relate to me and how it's going to help? Yes, this investment, it will take minimum. When I said when my plant is putting up a plant in Chennai in 2019, I finished my project in 2020. So 2 years it will take. I have to follow all these formalities, everything, and 1 year it will take. Another 1 year I have to set up the plant. It's a greenfield. I have to start with the base. So it will take 1 or 2 years. That's why when I'm saying that the MOU and all this initiatives the government taken, another 2 or 3 years down the line or 5 years down the line, there will be so many investment from the Indian companies as well as the foreign companies that will give opportunities to the people to get jobs in biotechnology. Other than this, in 2020, Aurobindo Pharma, I think many of you heard this. Aurobindo Pharma is one of the big pharma company. This chemical-based pharma companies, especially. Now they are also planning to BIRAC, that I will explain what is BIRAC. The BIRAC to develop the COVID-19 vaccine with the Aurobindo Pharma. Actually, the company is completely planning to developing the vaccine through its wholly owned US subsidiary. They don't want to know. That's what actually the government regulations. They wanted to go for 100% subsidiary or Indian subsidiary, or whenever they're tying up with the government, Indian company, that kind of regulations are there. But they wanted to go for 100% wholly owned by US subsidiary. In November 2019, one of the company, Bharat Serum, and they just wanted to expand their offer to they expand their market to the global. So I think you heard that Covaxin is play a vital role. Many of countries we are exporting it. They just wanted to have a tie-up with Advent International, and they are acquired the majority of their shares, and then they just investing huge money on this for this vaccine preparation, and they wanted to expand through that to the global market. So these are the some changes made in Bharat, because the Bharat and Serum Institute, recently they are, I think you heard these two names is because of the Covaxins. It's a very, very highly demanded, not only for India, the all over the world. I think recently Serum Institute MD said when the people, government, everybody is asking to increase the productivity. Even he has given one comment, I think yesterday, seems he's given a comment that it's not an easy job as to improve the productivity or double the productivity in overnight. Yeah, it's true, because coming from the manufacturing operations background, it's not an easy job, because we need to work a lot on the research, and especially once the research is over, we need to work so much on the equipment, installation, preparation, scaling up, all this part. So for this, it's need more investment. The investment, once I put up investment, I need a more manpower. All these things are, that's not an easy things, but a really good sign when I'm when the demand is there, when the demand is there in the market all over the world or India, company will ready to invest huge. It's not like as I said, 60 crore we are invested in last 2019 to 20. We are planning to invest another 50 crore. So our aim is to put up another 2 plants, because the demand is very, very high. So when the investment is happening, then you will get opportunities. You'll get more opportunities in terms of jobs, and then in terms of research and development. All these things you'll get it. So that's why these companies are having a tie-up or a acquisition, and all these things they're doing it to expand their business. And then 2019, the German chemical and pharma major Bayer, I think many of you heard that pesticides, they're mainly into chemicals manufacturing pesticides. Pesticides, they are the major business. Now they are just moving the chemical-based pesticides to bio-based. This completed the integration of Monosno India business to Bayer Crop Science as part of the US 63 billion mega deal. They are hiring this Monsanto's India business. The Monsanto is also in the chemical and pesticides business, and they are making a very big deal of $63 billion. They're just tying up, and they're taken the full acquisition there. And 2019 September, Biocon acquired the Chennai-based research and development facility from Pfizer Healthcare India Limited through its subsidiary of Biocon Biologics, because Biocon have its own biologics, Biocon Biologics. That through that they are just hiring the Pfizer. And with that, they are planning to develop so many products and drugs in R&D facility, Bangalore. But actually now they are moving to Chennai. One more synthetic drugs or something here, but I don't know exactly what is it. And they are just acquiring this. And in this facility, they are planning to do some development in synthetic drugs. I think the BIRAC, you heard that Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. This is the the government advisory council kind of things developed by the Department of Biotechnology. This main thing is to developing the strategies to bring research and development industries and some innovations in biotechnology, bringing so many industries, foreign industries to the India. This BIRAC is developing the guidelines and strategies, and they are helping the government to take it how the strategy should follow to develop the industry's performance and bringing industries, biotechnology industries in India. So this through DPT, Department of Biotechnology. And this October 2020, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories announced a partnership with the BIRAC and for advisory support on clinical trials, especially on Sputnik. I think many of you heard this. Sputnik is the third vaccines, COVID vaccines in India. Already we have received a few doses from Russia. So they are actually government is approved through DBT only. They approved now. Actually, the Sputnik has reached Dr. Reddy's laboratory in Hyderabad. I think I heard this last week or this week. I don't know exactly the date. Recent days has reached Dr. Laboratories. They're having a tie-up with DBT as well as the Sputnik Russia things, and they are planning to take further clinical trials and then understand the efficacy level of this Sputnik vaccine, and they will be the mediator for this Russian-based company as well as our DBT, and they will give the guidelines whether we can use it or what is the. Anyway, they cleared already. The government of India has cleared the Sputnik vaccine, but they will take some trials and understand and how it's going to help us. So when I'm talking about this part, Dr. Reddy's laboratory, this is a very big pharmaceutical, chemical-based pharmaceutical. This tie-up or the MOU with the government will give a chance to develop a research and development laboratories in their Dr. Reddy's lab, and even government is supporting them in Dr. Reddy's. I think I heard in the last couple of months before that the government has given some subsidy for Dr. Reddy's to start up their R&D lab in Biotech Park. So because the government is promoting the industrial growth through Biotech Parks, so they are given a chance to set up a plant in Biotech Parks R&D lab. And the National Biopharma Mission, that Innovative India 2017, DBT's developed this program and aiming to bring worth of $250 million through industries, through academics, through different sectors. especially on biopharma field. So they developed a mission, biopharma missions called Innovate India. Especially the DBT is focusing on this part. As when I'm talking about the clinical trial, it is very much important whenever we are producing some drugs. I think you will come to know during your course through our your staffs. So whenever we are developing the drugs or vaccine, whatever it is very much important to go for a clinical trials. And clinical trial is not a easy one. Like I have come in now on a very big laboratory, almost more than 160 people are working in Chennai. Actually, they need to conduct a trials. For that, they need to have a very big facility. It's like when I said the safety level, no, it will be the top one, the level 4 or something. Okay, so now we need to conduct the trials. That trials in terms of analysis part, study part, efficacy part, all the part. It's not like a whenever we are developing any molecule, biomolecule or drug molecule in the laboratory, they will do it and then they will given to the mouse or any rabbits or whatever it is. I don't exactly know what is that. So, but I heard from my laboratory, which is nearby my plant, and I didn't get a chance to visit that, but I know that what's they're doing it. So this times they will take it for periods, in some periods, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. They will understand how it's behaving, how it's doing it, and what is the efficacy level. All this, it's like a very big. It's like in chemical based company, there is a called a pilot plant. In biology, bio also is there, bioplant also there, but the clinical trials is behave as a pilot plant. Whenever they're developing a molecule in the plant, sorry, in the R&D lab, then this clinical trial laboratory or setup need a huge people to conduct the study and analyze the molecule, how it's behaving, how it's doing with this particular with the animals, and then they'll go for humans, and then based on that, then they will submit the report to the government, and then they'll get a clearance from the government, especially on ICMR. So the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare introduced new drugs and clinical trials rule 2019. They developed that things, change the regulatory landscape to approve new drugs. All these things, they will do the trials and everything. Then they will get approval from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Then ICMR, the Indian Council of Medical Research, selected 12 institutes for the clinical trials. The country first indigenous this COVID-19 vaccine. They have done this COVID-19 vaccine study. I think SRM Institute in Bangalore, in Chennai, I think Bangalore, I don't know. Some few few institute they are selected, and then they've done the clinical trials, and then they get a clearance from their Bharat and other things based on the study, based on the efficacy part. In 2020, ICMR developed indigenous COVID-19 vaccine in partnership with Bharat Biotech. That's what we are using it for vaccine. It actually ran a huge study at ICMR level. Then after that, I get a clearance. The availability is now, I think many of you heard that the availability is the big issue now, Covaxin as well as Covishield also. But I hope that after over a period of time, it will be solved, because of when they are starting the trial. I think it's the first, first vaccine developed in a short span of time. Generally, the vaccines will take more than 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. But this is the vaccine developed within short span of 1 year or 1.5 years, something. Not even 1.5 years, sorry, 1 year. So. It's not easy to set up a plant immediately to meet our Indian requirement. It's 130 crore people. At least we can consider something around 70% of the populations need. Can say that Covax is not an easy one, but I think the government is clear and given a clearance to set up the plant for this Bharat as well as Serum to improve their productivity. That's what I heard. These are about the clinical trial. The biotech park, I think many of you heard. I think when you Google it, you can collect all the information from DPT site or something. This DPT it's like promoting that biotech industries, like bringing biotech industries into the India. It's not easy to bring a plant. Initially, for that they need a research and development. Some companies, like in my company, is a big MNC having almost 60 countries. We are having like a platform in different products, more than 60 countries, and we are having a manufacturing facility for more than 11 countries, and almost research and development center we have 7 to 8 countries. Very big research and development. Here it's like India is supported by domains in R&D form. Okay, so we are having a setup or a research and development setup, but the team, they are not developing the own molecule. The molecule will be developed there, but the clinical trials and the product development, once I just received some enzymes, and then we will do some a product development part. That is very important in a research and development. It's not only the pure research. There is a huge scope in in industries, bringing one with one product, how they are going to develop multiple products with the one by changing raw materials, especially on bio enzymes. Example, even recently we are went for one integrated form of the enzymes, like in animal feed. And animal feed, I just heard that they are planning to go for some 3-4 enzymes together. One product we have had in the market, we just wanted to add unique features for that, like we are planning to kill that product to develop a new product, because keeping a big brand is not going to kill. It's like developing parallel things, or promoting that product into different versions. So adding 3-4 enzymes by understanding the metabolisms of this animal's digestion system, and then they developed one. I think it's got a very good very good acceptance from the market. Actually, that product is doing good. The 1 year before we are introduced. So like that, this research and development is very important. The lever is very much important to support the industry. So for that, the biotech park they developed to bring so many laboratory. The government has taken, the DBT has taken the initiatives. And these biotechnology parks offer facilities to scientists and small, medium size, and the SMEs, and the technology demonstration, pilot plant studies. It's not a bigger one. It's like the biotech park, they will have a smaller one. So especially to accelerate the growth of R&D, biotech-based R&D laboratory through this biotech park. That is the government focus. The government at present supports 9 biotechnology parks in various states, with the bulk being the southern region of the country. Especially on Bangalore. I think whenever I'm talking about the biotechnology park or all these things, Bangalore play a vital role. Karnataka, and then West Bengal, Goa, Gujarat, and Himachal Pradesh. These 5 states are play a vital role in biotechnology. Even in India, these 5 states are play a vital role. In Hyderabad, Telangana. There may be different reasons. I think many of you know this. The climatic conditions is a play a vital role. And your even I know when we are planning to invest in our factory, the climatic condition is important. Is in terms of temperature, in terms of humidity, so many things are there. So with that only, the favorable conditions, and then government support, subsidies, so many things. So but here we are invested because we already had a very big 700 crore plant. So what the plant is there, so that we are just planning to put up one more nearby our plant. So that is the reason. But honestly, biotech industries are now being footprint their presence in mainly on Karnataka, West Bengal, Goa, Gujarat also very limited, West Bengal also limited, Karnataka, Telangana, and Himachal Pradesh. So these are the states. So this government is now even Tamil Nadu government, I just heard that they are also given some relaxation last year, but the new government is formed, so given relaxation on the biotech support. But environmental factors also playing a vital role. But our plant, already we had a 700 crore plant. That's why we just put up plant. Otherwise, our preference would be in Bangalore or West Himachal Pradesh. That's what we planned initially. But with our current setup, there is some advantages. So we are having existing setup, so that with that we are going with this plant. When I'm talking about industry, India is global. I think, can you able to see my graph? You can see the growth. There is a slow, steady growth starting from $390 billion in 2017 to 670 in 2025. You can see in 8 years. I'm talking about the green is the global industry value. You can see the yellow is the Indian industry value. You can see that 11 to 125, 17, it's $11.6 billion. And then 2025, as I said, is 120, 1 or 2, we'll take it 100 and something plus. So it's not an easy one. So almost 10 times we have to, 10 folds we have to grow. So this is the government, focus. Where do they want it to be in 2025, especially on a biotech industries presence? That is their focus. So this shows surely the biotech, will get a more biotech industries in India, and the government is also focusing on much on this part, and there will be so many investment from the biotech industries. So that's why I wanted to show this graph. Even the global trend is also going good, and India trend, actually when comparing with the global, the Indian trends are a little bit steep in terms of investment increase, but there will be some advantage and disadvantage I will share in the coming slides. You can see the global comparison. The global comparison, you can see, as I said, the enabler, facilitator, and performance. When I'm talking about enabler, it's like there are some countries are the initial stage. Still they are doing research and development. They're focusing on that. They're spending so much money on this. And the second is facilitator. Some companies are doing great on enabler, doing great on facilitator, like put up a plant and investing some investment on this research and development laboratories and all clinical trials, so many things for industry setup and everything. Performance is outstanding. They're doing great on this sectors. You can see that UK first, United States, and then Switzerland and Sweden, UK. These companies are really doing great. Israel and New Zealand. These countries are really doing great in terms of all these three phases: enabler, facilitator, and performance. All these three phases. But you can see our country, India. You can see that we are doing good in enabler stage. We are still now, our people are doing great on research and development part. Facilitator here and there, because of we are not improving the facilitator, we are not doing great on the outstanding, the performance, so results part. Suppose we are keeping so many industries, then performance will be very high. Now we will keep more market share. We will get a more investment. We will be the number 1 or 2 or 3 or 5th position of the world biotech industries. So, but still we are doing good on, not much, but doing good on research and development and facilitator. That's why our outcome is little bit less. But still we are getting a huge scope. You can see the score from 0 to 250. Almost the people are United States. You can see almost they are going to reach the level. And Switzerland, you can see many of the companies. India, still they are having a huge scope to touch that. So now is the time to invest. That's the time to think their strategies. But I feel, coming from this background, I feel like companies are show some interest. Even my company planning to put up one more plant. It's we are planning to go for one more big plant in Himachal Pradesh or Bangalore. I don't know exactly. There is a discussion to invest some money for this human-based immunity enhancer. The reason is, I can say the two things. Initially, these companies are mainly focusing on China. Many of my research and development center, many of my manufacturing facilities in China. But based on the Cold War between US and China, India got a very good opportunity. Almost in last 3-4 years, we are investing 150 crore, other than 70 crore of this fermentation, almost another 80 crore investing in this plant. So, and now the government is also given some flexibility in their regulations and practices to inviting things, especially on some areas, not all the areas. Even they're parallelly developing Make in India, but some areas they're given a flexibility to bring FDI. So that is really helping us to think the people to think about investing in biotech or investing in India. So that way, I feel like we are having a good opportunity scope 5 years down the line. I feel like we can bring so many industries, and many of industries also shows interest, especially like our company. I just feel because we have that the communication that hope that we are going to put up a plant in at least 3 years down the line. Maybe the locations, maybe Chennai, I don't know, but we are talking about initially Bangalore or Himachal Pradesh. So this is the area where we can really focusing, especially on the performance. But performance won't come easily. We need to invest huge on, like you can see that UK and US. And you can many of Singapore, you see that once Singapore is investing much and facilitator, then it easily will touch. So we need to invest huge on research and development and facilitators, and then we will get a result of performance. This is like, I just wanted to give some global comparison to understand that. But really, we are doing, we are taking a good initiatives to achieve this performance part. Coming from the industry background, I just know very well how they are doing it, how they are investing it. Okay, everything's okay, good. I said one side all positive trends, but there are challenges in India because coming from industry, when I'm planning to put up a plant from the senior team, when we are discussing about setting up a greenfield project in India, so many things, so many regulations are there to bring this product into the India things. So when I'm talking about that, overall investment still, that's what my first overall investment on research and development is 0.8% GDP, but aiming to achieve 2% 2022. Many of the things, especially on Korean countries at all, they are almost 4 or 5% of their GDP they're investing for biotechnology research and development. So that is very much important. And more investment, we need more investment on R&D infrastructures. That is very much important. That way the government has to create initiatives to bring more investment on research and development, because once we are investing more on research and development, then the facilitation will happen, then the performance will happen. That is the main focus. And the regulatory practices, I will show one, I think it's taken from the DPT, but I had that experience. The complications in obtaining the approval, it's not an easy one. We have to approach so many people, so many ministry. There's not a one ministry in getting approval for the setting up the new plant, and like other countries. That's what I heard from United States, because my colleagues are there, and I heard from the Brazil, because they recently set up 2 plants. But getting approval is easy for them based on the research and development. But even we are doing a great research and development, getting the approval is not such easy. So I'll show one more slide how our approval structure. And I want really the government need to little bit give attention to ease of doing business, like how they are doing for Covaxin, because it's very much in demand. So that the relaxation, they're given relaxation to so many their regulations. Regulations it should not be in the safety level. I'm saying the basic regulations. So and they may focus on giving 100% FTA for biotech. That's what actually we're expecting. So if they are focusing on this 3, then I think they are focusing, but still we need to give more attention on this part. Human capital, there is still, I feel like a lack of, you guys going to start your first year, going to complete your first year. I think you're in the 2nd semester. So the human capital, what I feel is when we are talking about our, sister concerns in Brazil, US and Russia, and then Brussels and Brussels, all this Belgium. All these people, the research and development, their curriculum and other things are totally different. Why I'm saying this word, we are also doing great, but when I'm talking about biotech base, they have developed so many molecules. Okay, but India, in our research and development center, we are comparing with that, they are at something around 60%, 50%. We are at 20-30%. Maybe the infrastructure is not required, or it's not much enhanced level, or even our people has to our curriculum or all the things has to be linked with that industries things. That would be really great. But anyhow, India is doing great on the human capital, but our people has to enhance their skills in terms of technological way. They have to enhance their skills to meet the need, the requirement of industries or society, all these things in biotechnology. That's what I just wanted to feel. Anyway, infrastructure development, yes, the big challenge now. Government has to focus on that. And the supporting industry, as I said, when I'm starting a plant, I need so many supporting industries to support to produce this material. Example, say in the raw material. Recently, when we started the plant, fermentation plant, we need a dextrose, 70% dextrose, concentration dextrose, 99.9%, especially under liquid. Why I'm saying this? When I started this, US, all these companies, I'm just copying the formula and I'm doing the plant. I'm doing the production here. So liquid dextrose is very well available in US and other countries, but India is very, very, very limited. So then our R&D team is working on that, and then it's not an easy one because availability is very important, because infrastructure supporting companies is very much important, but they have to have the setup. Because how they will have, once they're having more industries like this, then they will other supporting industries will put up their plant and then they will support us. So we are not having that. So we cannot stop the production. So we need to have the alternatives. Then we are going for dry based dextrose, the IP grade, industrial pharmacopoeia grade. It's a costly, but there is no option for us. So we just went for that. So that way the supporting industries very much required. They have to develop that. They given opportunities, they given a clearance for that industries also. And creating demand condition is not on their hand. Is market demand is still there, and but government has to focus on the strategy and rivalry. How the Indian government, Indian industry or government should focus on competing with the worldwide countries like Bharat Serum, not Bharat Serum, Bharat and the Serum Institute. So these companies are now getting some attention the worldwide because of the Covaxin. That way, even many of our Indian companies has to compete enough to global industries to focus on us. So these are the 4 industries you need to get approval. Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizer, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It is very much important you have to get approval from all this 4, because you can see that Ministry of Health and Trial, you have to get a clinical trial approval, and Pharmaceutical, Ministry of Chemicals and Drugs for Pharmaceutical, and Genetic Engineering Approval Committee from Ministry of Environmental, and you can see that Review Committee, Recombinations Institute, Biosafety. So when you are planning to put up bio plant, then you have to go for all this 4. It's not an easy task. It's a very tedious process. That's all from my side. Again, I will share few of my thoughts finally. As you guys are starting, I'm really appreciating you guys of selecting this course. It's a wonderful opportunity to have. No worry. 5 years or more than 3 years to 5 years down the line, India will, I feel like, booming up on this part, because I have seen very big investment in my company, and I have seen many of my friends are working in biotech industries. They are people are much interested to invest in India because of so many environmental factors. As I said, China is one of the main reasons, and like there's so many other factors. So you will get a good opportunities and you will really work, but you will get a good future also. But one of my suggestions, as you are going to start your curriculum now, don't only focus on this subject. Okay, it is very much important how you are bet your hand on the analysis or different technological things or different analysis for different instrumentation part. Because when I'm talking about in my factory, I know people are all from biotechnology, but freshers, they are coming for internship, so many things. But I've seen many of people still not having much knowledge, only they are knowing about the theoretical things. So they can do parallelly, they will go and do some internship, or you'll go and do some kind of that you have to plan. You have to develop your own curriculum for next 3 years. So it is very much important. Really, it will help you to compete with your people in the society. It will really enhance your curriculumity. It will boost up when you're going for searching for a job, and please focus on that. Okay, so it's time for shooting up questions from your side. If anything, I will explain. And really thanks a lot to the management and the principal to give me a good opportunity to present about the trends. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Answer, madam. Answer, madam.
Any questions from anyone?
Hello.
Answer, madam. Madam.
Hello, sir. Vijay
madam.
Kumar, sir. I have some questions.
Yeah.
Sir, as you said, there is a more scope for the biotechnology based product. So
Yeah.
we are working on. Am I, sir, audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, very clear. Go ahead, please.
Sir, actually, we are synthesizing some organoheterocyclic compounds and their complexes for their biological studies.
Okay.
Sir, how to combat the difference or the gap between this biotechnology-based and the organo-based pharmaceutical molecules?
I don't know what is your compound or the molecule, but generally what we are doing it, I'll just explain my experience. When I'm talking about my, organic based and biological based, we will compare through efficacy study. We will do this through clinical trials, because when we are developing a new molecule, this molecule we will given to the clinical trials laboratory, and we are having our own thing. So I think you can approach through some clinical trial laboratories. Then you can give your organo-based molecule as well as biological-based molecule. You study about that. You study about the efficacy part, and then how can I say, efficacy is the main one thing, and then other safety aspects. Two things you can see. Then based on that, you can come for a conclusion whether it is it is really worth for it going to the next level. Because when we are doing it, it's like a pilot. We are doing the chemical, because we're having the chemical setup, chemical products. Just we wanted to move to bio. The bio molecule will add, example, enzymes or some biomolecule will add, and then we are producing that product and then given to clinical trial. We'll conduct the trial. Then we'll compare the study, compare the efficacy study. Based on that, we will come for a conclusion. It's like so many factors are involved in, in terms of costing, in terms of equipment, purification, so things. But it's a secondary level. So initial stage, you will compare the efficacy. That would be the great.
Sir, one more important thing, to replace these organomolecules with the natural resources, like extraction of compound from plant origin. Sir, any research going on with your areas?
Yeah, we are recently doing one. I cannot disclose the name. We are doing it. One name is the lutein. I think you know lutein. So lutein, we are doing in extraction process in our area. And I had a big experience with ITC. When I was in ITC, working with ITC, I was got opportunity to work with Synthite. One company is called Synthite. Is in Kollanjeri, Kerala. So they are majorly into that extraction section. So we are using some enzymes, some chemical compound solvents, and extracting it, and then we are converting that compounds into bio-based. So currently we are doing one product in lutein, which is helping us for the pharmaceutical and the cosmetics part.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wait, sir. Alvin, sir, we can ask the question, sir.
So very good morning to you all. So first of all, I thank to Mr. Vijay Kumar for giving a very nice presentation for the students. So my doubt is, when you talk about this presentation, so you discussed about 5 different fields, and what is the importance of a downstream processing in this bio industry? Why? Because it is the one of the major key role place. You have to spend more money in that area. Then for the downstream processing, why you are not choosing the chemical engineers for this process?
A good question, actually. Very good question. As you said, whenever we are talking about the biotech industry, when I'm putting the plant as 60-70 crore plant, we are having a two section. One is upstream, another one is downstream. We are choosing almost more than 30 to 34 people are working in production, and the remaining 18 people in R&D as well as in QA. Almost 30 to 6 people are taken from other background, and then remaining people all are from biotechnology. As you said, we can go with other persons from chemical engineering, but we are choosing only from the biotechnology. Reason is they are engineers. I'm not choosing from other things. They are engineers. And then upstream, it's very much important to maintain the critical parameters. For example, the fermentation part, I'm saying that is very, very much important to maintain the dissolved oxygen level, your pH, your temperature, your substrate level, all these things. The substrate feed flow rate is very important. And you have to keep adding your antifoaming agent, your pH, all these things. It is very much important to keep a biotechnology, because they know very well how the microorganisms react if something goes wrong. My pH is 3, not 3.5 in my case, then other organisms will grow. It will dominate my existing one. It is very much that way. The people have a clear knowledge about it. It's easy for me to explain to them. Okay. The same way for downstream. Downstream also, after finishing my fermentation, I'm moving to the recovery system to drying, grinding, so many things are there. There also, it's not easy to handle the product. It's not like, I'm bringing some people, chemical engineering, something. I can bringing up people from mechanical engineering. I can bringing people from chemical. But the importance, again, I have to maintain the same level of safety and the contamination in all this area. Upstream as well as downstream, so that I'm choosing a people from biotechnology, so that whenever I'm giving some instruction to follow that, they will absorb, and then they have their own idea how it is very much important. If not, how the TPC level, total plate count level, how the microbes will attack if I'm not following certain hygienic practices. So how I have to be more cautious on handling this product. So that way only we are mainly focusing on biotechnologists in our entire production system. Otherwise, many of the companies are, I think, doing chemical engineering. They are keeping people in chemical engineering and mechanical engineering. But I think many other people are having, but still many other people are preference to go for biotechnologists.
In addition to that, and one more thing is, when you are doing the clinical trials, this how much this biostatistics is important for the biotechnology students. Why? Because when you're doing this clinical trials and all, I think it is very important. I think so.
Yes, correct.
So is it very important, right, to have this knowledge on statistics for these biotechnology students?
Absolutely, very well. Very, very good question. The biostatistics is very much important, because, as I told initially, it is not an easy job to develop a molecule and introducing into the market. It's not easy at all. As I told, I need to go for all these 4 department and getting approval, and then after finishing each stage, I have to share. For that, I need to have a statistics, complete analysis with the different trials, with the different number of trials, and the stages, each stages, and how each stage of the product is performing, and what are the safety level we are following. So many things are there. That is very much really important. Biostatistics, it is one of the very, very key factor in the clinical trial. As thanks for highlighting that point. It's a very key factor. That only going to help us to get approval, and that only going to help us to how my product is going to behave in the future. Because it's not like a chemical. A plus B formula, I'm just putting to raw material, I'm going to get C. There is no change at all. In the fermentation, I'm saying, in my current practices, if I'm not following the particular concentration, particular pH, particular antifoaming agents concentration, then other microorganisms will also grow, which is going to affect my quality of the product as well as the efficacy part. So even here also in existing, not only the clinical trial, in the production process also, we need to follow the statistics, how how the product, how we are going to achieve the quality as well as efficacy part. So it is very much important. Really, these people, that's what I'm saying. Clinical trial also, another 150 people are working there, but that is also very bigger. There is a very good, big group, but there is a mixture of MSc, BSc, biotechnology. All these people are there. It's a mixed group.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Alvin. Thank you.
Say, madam, what up? Thanks, madam. Say, madam.
Hello, sir. Sir, at last, can I ask you one question, sir? Krishna Gowda, sir.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Hello.
ಕೇಳಿ.
Hello.
ಕೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಕೇಳಿ.
Hello.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Sir, Vijay Kumar,
ahead,
sir,
please.
when we are carrying out antimicrobial studies, what exactly the...
Okay.
I'm asking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, actually, when we are carrying out antimicrobial studies now, sir, some bacteria shows the inhibitory action, but some will not show. What exactly the barrier between this mechanism, sir?
We have so many products for antimicrobial agents. Antimicrobial agents, especially from the chemical based and biological based. Chemical base is very high, especially we are using acids. As per my understanding, the clinical trials might be the pH or might be the substrate or the raw material what we are using for that particular product.
Yes, sir.
Because when I'm using, for example, I'm saying when I'm using one raw material is called propionic acid, and as well as I'm using for citric acid. I think you may know about the weak acid as well as the strong acids.
Yes, sir.
So the efficacy part will be very, very high when I'm using a raw material, one of the raw material propionic acid. So when I'm going for a citric acid, I cannot choose the particular the plate count. So I will choose different area. So example, I wanted to control antimicrobial activity. I will choose the combination of 70% of propionic acid, the strong acid, whatever it is. So strong acid and 20% of weak acid. That combination is very much important to maintain the pH level. So that's what I understand, because I don't have much knowledge about the research part. But basically, as I'm doing it in the operation side, the raw material is for selection of raw material is one of the source, and the parameters of pH and something one of the source.
Thank you, sir.
Can I answer for this something, if you don't mind?
Yes, sir, Alvin, sir.
Yeah. The thing is, see, whenever you want to create any antimicrobial effect, there are several factors you have to consider. One is you try to change the environmental condition with the help of the product, or otherwise you have to try to change the morphological part of the microorganism. Then only you can able to reduce the growth.
How do we do that morphological changes?
Morphological changes means you have to try to tear the outer layer of the membrane. For an example, if you take a gram-positive bacteria, in the surface layer it is consisting of a peptidoglycan layer. So once if you added this antibiotic into that, some antibiotics having the characteristic to tear the peptidoglycan layer, and it try to kill this bacteria. So it is the way to change the morphological effect on microorganism and reduces the growth of the bacteria. It is also one kind of antimicrobial effect. At the same time, if you try to change the environmental factors of the microorganism, that is the environmental factor means what Sir said, the pH changes or otherwise the compositional changes around.
Yes, Alvin, sir.
That also doesn't allow the shows an antimicrobial effect. So if you make a product, you have to consider these factors to increase the effect of antimicrobial products. So in
Thank you, sir.
You can able to kill the. Okay.
I think it's very well explained, because as I said, the environmental factors is playing a vital role, and morphological part also. I don't know the morphological part. I think they are coming from the research. But environmental factors play a vital role, like a pH, temperature, and the even the concentration of the product also is very much important. How much concentration you are using for this antimicrobial agent. So these factors are playing a vital role.
Krishnagowda sir.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್
Vote of thanks, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, really very much thankful to you, sir, for delivering valuable speech. And I hope this speech will impose significant changes and challenges among ourselves to move ahead pharmaceutical industry for the benefit of mankind. And thank you very much, sir, on behalf of management, principals, sir, students, faculty, and HOD staff members. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank
Take
you,
care
sir.
of yourself and be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
ಕ್ಲಾಸ್
sir.
ಇರುತ್ತೆ
Thank you,
ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ
sir.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾಳೆ ತಿರ್ಗಾ 10 o'clock ಸೆಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
Student can continue with the class. I think CPL will be in the timetable. Student, please be continue with the class. Students are requested to continue with the class. CPL class will be engaged. Please continue for the class.
ಟುಮಾರೋ 10 o'clock ಆಗಿನ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Tomorrow, please, all of you should log in by 10 o'clock. The same period will be going on. And 11 to 12 classes will be going on. That also to be continued after the session, after the 4th day session.
Okay. Good afternoon.
ಸರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದ ಸರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸರ್?
ಕ್ಲಾಸ್
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ.